So yeah, this is my main character, but I'm not going to be playing my main character today. I just wanted to show her to y'all. This is the character I made with the beta of Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online was the game that I was obsessed with before I started getting obsessed with Final Fantasy XIV. But I never really stopped playing. Like, I still log in all the time, as you will see when you see my collection. I have so much shit on this account. Like, I've spent so much money on this game for the years, honestly. So, I wanted to switch over and play the new class, though, today. So let me do that. But yeah, I really do think that Elder Scrolls Online has one of the most beautiful worlds. Like, the landscapes and stuff. Check it out, man. It's so pretty. So yeah, this is the character I've made to try the new class, Arcanist, which is all about possibly my favorite Daedric prince of all, the Hermaeus Mora. Total time spent. Is there a way you can check that in the game? You've played Zepla for 60 days, 14 hours, 8 minutes, and 44 seconds. I thought it would be more than that, but there's a bunch of other characters that I played a lot of too. I didn't really stick just to this one. I also have my Nightblade that I played quite a lot of, and my bought my Wood Elves characters. When did you start playing ESO? Oh, when did I start playing Elder Scrolls Online? Let me show you something. Awarded for playing in the beta for Elder Scrolls Online. So I have been playing this game since the beta. Somerset was one of my favorite expansions that they've had. The only expansion that I skipped the Elsewhere. I didn't play that one, and I didn't play High Isle. But I played every other one. And so far my favorites were Morrowind and Somerset. Those were absolute bangers. And this one is Shadow over Morrowind is called. Necron Shadow over Morrowind. And as you can see, we are back in Morrowind, baby. So I'm really hyped. I have very high hopes. I have super high hopes. And I really hope that I can find some lore about Hermaeus Mora that is new, because everything that happens in this game is canon, and it's a really fantastic resource if you care about Elder Scrolls lore, which I really fucking do. Like, I'm kind of obsessed with Elder Scrolls lore. Whoa. Oh my god! What? Holy shit. What is this mount? It's great. It's really good. Oh, holy shit. Okay. Oh my god. Holy shit. That was better than I expected. That was awesome. Okay. Nice. The real goal is to see Hermaeus Mora, which I hope is what is about to happen right now. Because he is... The thing about Hermaeus Mora is he's not like the other Daedra at all. He was there. He was part of the process of the creation of the Mundus. When the Mundus was created, all of the ideas that were discarded and thrown away, all the pieces of fabric that were not used and cut away, became Hermaeus Mora. So unlike other Daedra, he was part of the process of creation, which is very interesting. he also exists outside time. Like he said before that he's past, present, and future. And he's like a repository of all knowledge. So if you put those two things together, he's omniscient. And yet, I feel like there are some things that even he wouldn't know. He's almost like an Elder Scroll himself. But more than that. Once there was a mage that ventured down there into Apocrypha, who we might find out about right now, who went insane because of all of the knowledge that he was receiving from Apocrypha. He just couldn't handle it. Yeah!
Step forth. Know that you stand in the presence of Hermaeus Mora.
My favorite.
We must converse.
Nice! He's a horrible, writhing mass of appendages.
Laramil has done well, and brought fate's chosen
This is great.
into my unrelenting gaze. All other outcomes are now excluded. From this moment, fate's ever-branching tree begins to grow again, and with it, new possibilities emerge.
This is what I'm gonna say to Hermaeus. What's this all about? That's what I'm gonna. That's my reply.
It concerns beginnings and endings, secrets too
Well, what's this all about?
dangerous to reveal, and the stability of the threads of fate. Hidden rivals threaten my realm, and thereby threaten all of reality.
Nice.
Fate takes many paths, mortal. Find Laramil in Necron.
Cool. I am now a cultist. I signed up. Maybe I can fight this. But it's an elite. I'll try anyway. Yeah, I bet I can. I bet I can. Oh my god. I really, really like this button. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So that's, so far that's the gameplay I got. So 2 buttons, but I like it a lot. Up. Yeah. But yeah, I picked High Elf for this character because, well, first of all, my first character in Elder Scrolls was High Elf that looked exactly like this one. I've just copied her appearance exactly. But also because the High Elves venerate Xerxes, who's the god of knowledge and like recollections and writing stuff down, because he was the scribe for Ariel. It's like one of the main gods in the Aldmeri pantheon. And Xerxes was also a servant of Hermaeus Mora, which is very strange. Xerxes, oh, here's a chest. There is actually a statue of Xerxes in Shimmery, which is a city that I actually started our stream today in on my main character. You might have seen it if you were here at the start of the stream. There's a statue of him in Shimmery, of Xerxes, and he's holding a book. And the book that he's holding is the Ogma Infinium. Yeah. Which is pretty much... Yeah. The book that has all the knowledge of the ages. It actually looks a lot like what the inside of the Scholar book in Final Fantasy XIV looks like. I don't know if I can show you right now. But it's like a triangle with, you know, circles around it and different runes and things. It looks a lot like what's inside of the Arcanist book. But I think it was first seen in Morrowind or Skyrim. It's a very, very important book that's connected to Hermaeus Mora. Because I think that Hermaeus Mora gave Xerxes the knowledge that he wrote. But he was also the scribe of Ariel, so sort of neat.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this is it. This is the main city, Necron. Wow. Wow. Xerxes is said to be the guy who keeps track of everything that every elf ever does. Like, if you took a... if you did something really impressive that you were proud of yourself for, if you had high DPS, Xerxes is going to write that down. Okay? If you baked a cake and it was pretty and it tasted good, Xerxes is going to write that down. He's going to write down every time you screw up and every time you did something good if you're an elf. And so, elves love that shit. And he was a servant of Hermaeus Mora as well. So, he wrote the Agma Infinium, which is the knowledge, it contains the knowledge of the ages. And I wonder if we are going to run into the Agma Infinium today. I think that there was a Skyrim DLC that was about Hermaeus Mora also. And in it, they found, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but didn't they find the Agma Infinium, which is the Hermaeus Mora artifact book with the knowledge of the ages, didn't they find it locked inside a Dwemer puzzle box? Very interesting. If anyone knows what happened to the Dwemer, rest assured, it's Hermaeus Mora. So maybe we'll get hints about that. I am an actual cultist this time. This is awesome. This is amazing because
There.
usually
3 paths are now arrayed before you. Which will you pick?
Usually it's like you need to go fight the cultists. But with this expansion they're like, you know what? Why don't you just become one if you want to? We'll give you the fucking Hermaeus Mora powers. You can get instruction from another cultist who will send you to the Daedric realm. And you're gonna help out your Daedric prince. I wonder if I can kill that. Oh, Ah! Oh my god, I can't! Every new Necrom streamer dies to this today. Well, I killed a bull netch that was an elite, so I thought I could handle that.
Ward
No.
seals that door.
No.
What happened here, mercenary?
Honestly, one of the reasons I got so deep into Elder Scrolls lore is because of Elder Scrolls Online. Because, yeah, I played Skyrim, and I read all the books I could find in Skyrim, and I loved the lore in Skyrim. But it was because of Elder Scrolls Online, having lore books everywhere that you can just pick up and read later from your lore library. Like, you can just pick up anything and read through it. That's really what I think got me to truly love fall in love with the lore. It has just exposed me to all the amazing books that there are in Elder Scrolls universe, and it's all canon. Everything, like, this is set in the Second Era, which is, I think,
I think it's set about 1,000 years before the events of Skyrim and 800 years before the events of Morrowind.
Let's go. Let's go. Yay! We've made it to Apocrypha. Behold, Apocrypha. Don't look up. I understand your kind. Find our sky disturbing. Cool. Wow! Oh my god! Look! It's a swamp filled with eyes and tentacles! Man, it's so cool. Stare. These are the black books of Apocrypha. That if you read it, you'll go insane. You will go insane because it will be like the opposite of reading an Elder Scroll. It will be seeing too much. So much knowledge that you cannot. Yeah. You'd lose your mind. Like, there are, I think that there were stories of immortals who became obsessed with the knowledge in Apocrypha. And they become so hyper-focused and obsessed on what they're learning that they forget everyone they knew. They forget everything else except this pursuit of more and more knowledge. And so I think they're called the Hushed. Which is why they're useful to Hermaeus Mora, because he's the prince of, like, knowledge, but hidden knowledge. So these people can know, but they'll isolate themselves so much that they are no longer part of society. And so this knowledge remains hidden. I think one of the things that makes the Elder Scrolls lore so good is the presence of so many enduring mysteries, like what happened to the Falmer and what happened to the Dwemer. And Hermaeus Mora is the Daedric prince. It's really all about that kind of knowledge. Like what's been forgotten, what is unknown, the mysteries that are unsolved, right? And so I'm really excited to be able to immerse myself in the cultist fantasy in this expansion. It's been great. I am inspired to play through Morrowind now, because this is set in Morrowind. I will probably be playing it on my alt account a good bit. The alt account is very, very chill. It's going to be kind of at random times, mostly in the evening, I expect. And I just think it would be a fun experience to share with y'all going through Morrowind and learning more about this area of Tamriel more. Even though I know a fair bit just from reading lore books and stuff. Elder Scrolls Online is fantastic if you care about the lore, if you care about story, because all the quests are voiced. But that's really what got me into the Elder Scrolls lore, was reading all the books that I found around in this world, because they're really well written. And actually, the quests that I've found, the quests that I've done so far in Necron have been very, very good.